There we go. All right. So we know that, oh, and I got to open up my notes. I'm all over the place. That's no good. We know that within the body that there is an inflammation response, okay? This is not a bad thing. I want to make sure that we all are aware that an inflammatory response is actually, the way our bodies were made. Our bodies were made to have this response to stress and to things like that. We also, here we go. Again, our bodies normally respond to infection, to injury, to stress, right? This is a normally occurring thing. But we also know that inflammation is also the root of a lot of different diseases, okay? So there is a concern with having a healthy inflammatory response. So this is not just about, oh, I need to reduce inflammation, reduce inflammation, reduce inflammation. That's not exactly what the complete goal is. Of course, it's good to reduce inflammation because most of us have excessive amounts of inflammation in our bodies just from diet and stressful lifestyles and things like that. However, it's about bringing homeostasis. We've talked about this word a lot, guys. Homeostasis, that balance line when everything is functioning optimally in the body, right? Homeostasis to our body's inflammatory response. So last year, doTERRA released turmeric essential oil, okay? The turmeric essential oil has a lot of really great benefits, okay? So we're gonna talk about those super briefly so that anybody who's not already using it can figure this out real quick, okay? So key benefits of the turmeric essential oil that we received last year. Number one, healthy inflammatory response, okay? Number two, and actually I need to, well, it's fine. Number two, an increased antioxidant capacity within the body. This is amazing. Number three, it sustains cardiovascular health. 4, it supports and preserves brain function. And 5, they discover that it's a neuroprotective, which is super cool, okay? So lots of great benefits to the turmeric essential oil. But what we also found was the part that is in turmeric oil, okay? These are called turmerones. That is the actual constituent, is turmerones. When you're talking about the actual botanical, the powder that a lot of people were taking, the constituent there is curcuminoids. Okay, we are getting into some science tonight, and I think it's really important so we understand how these oils and new products work, okay? So when you're talking about, and you can see the picture here, the actual turmeric root, you can see the powder, we're talking about curcuminoids. And the constituent of curcuminoids support healthy joint tissue and function. But the problem here is that bioavailability becomes a challenge because it's different than the essential oil turmerones, okay? So it's a struggle. You know, we hear people taking black pepper or ginger with their turmeric, right? Because they're needing it for bioavailability, for that the body to put it to work in the proper way. So doTERRA asked the question, what would happen if we combined turmeric oil and turmeric as a botanical? You guys, they've already solved this problem. They already have learned how to make the curcuminoids bioavailable in our deep blue polyphenol blends that we can take internally, and in our, what am I thinking? Oh, alpha CRS, right? These are two products where we have turmeric powder that is bioavailable because of what it's combined with. So they really dug in and started researching what is it, what actual constituents could we combine, and then enter the turmeric duo cap. It's a dual chamber capsule, okay? These are actual capsules, not soft gels. And they are a capsule very similar to, and I'll show you a picture here in just a second, very similar to the PBSS, how it's assessed, good grief, assist, how it's a capsule within a bigger capsule, okay? This is something that has never been done. And I think it's really, really, really important for us to take note of that because this has not been done ever in the history of turmeric, okay? They started this process over 3 years ago, before we were even using turmeric essential oil and doing the studies on the turmeric essential oil. They had to develop technology. They had to figure out the bioavailability. Dr. Hill talks about how they had to actually, even down to like the pressure within the capsule had to be perfect for this to work. So turmeric essential oil has a historical significance. Okay, this has been used for, and not the oil, I'm so sorry, turmeric plants, so sorry, have been around for a really long time, used for thousands of years worldwide. More than 100 clinical trials and more than 6,000 scientific publications have been done to talk about the benefits of the turmeric plant itself. So here's what we know. In the essential oil, turmeric supports the following things: healthy glucose metabolism, healthy cardiovascular system and lipid metabolism, cellular antioxidant enzymes, healthy nervous and cellular function. Internal use increases the curcumin potency and absorption, but we also found that it helps with the immune system and healthy, clean looking skin. Okay, great things. Great things, okay? So, additionally, the curcuminoids that we were already accessing in the 2 supplements, we found that it had exceptional antioxidant benefits. They supported healthy joints and connective tissues, immune function, cellular function, metabolism, nervous system function, enhanced mood, and the healthy inflammatory response. Okay, so 2 different constituents, 2 different products. So here's what we have now. This is so cool, you guys. It's so cool because not only, like, there's a lot here. Okay, so you can see the curcuminoids in the turmeric extract in that inside pill, and then the outside capsule has the turmerones in the turmeric essential oil. Okay, look how cool this is. I love this. Okay. Oh, so here's the thing from my notes I want to make sure. Not only, so this is the first for doTERRA, okay, but this is also a first, like, worldwide in all of science. Okay, so this is huge. This is huge. So there's some science here. All right, main thing that you need to know is there's a constituent listed on this big graph, and it's called NF-kappa B. And basically what this is this is a mediator or a switch cellularly for inflammation. Okay, so curcuminoids, check this out. Here's what they had to say about it. So this switch, the NF-kappa B, if unregulated, can lead to persistent inflammation issues if left unregulated. So what the curcuminoids are doing is they're able to interrupt the pathway that takes place within that NF-kappa B, okay? And it leads to activating certain things that then facilitate and balance out the inflammatory response. So all science aside, all you need to know is that when the NF-kappa B is triggered, it actually supports healthy immune response, ready for this, within the very nucleus of a cell. How cool is that? So cool. Okay, so we know that we need something to help with bioavailability. Okay, so these are all the options that other turmeric capsules and powders and things like that have tried to use. But we actually have a problem because some of these herbal options and some of the delivery systems actually can trigger other parts of the body that we don't want triggered. So when we begin to combine them, we get undesirable effects, or enough that it cancels out the good effects from those curcuminoids in the turmeric. Okay, specifically, some of them even do things like suppress liver function, and we don't need that, right? We already have inflammation, we already have digestive issues, we already have all this stuff going on. We don't need to add in liver issues. So what doTERRA found, that when they combined the turmerones and the curcuminoids, okay, when we combine the powder and the essential oil, that just like essential oil chemistry, the complex chemical interplay between these two had a lot of an impact. It made a huge difference on the biological activity, the bioavailability, okay? So what we learned is the whole is better than the isolate. Just like when they pull the different constituents apart of essential oils, we learn that when it's combined, it is better than if it were just the individual constituents. Okay, so here's what I want to show you a little bit about Dr. Oscar Thorpe, who is now our Chief Medical Officer. He talked a lot about some scientific things that they're doing, some really cool clinical studies that they're doing with certain, these are like legit phase 1 clinical trials. So this is super cool. FYI, other essential oil companies aren't doing phase 1 clinical trials. So basically what they did is they're using the soft gels and capsules that we have, or some of them that are new, like this duo cap, and they are testing the half-life, meaning they're utilizing pharmacokinetics, which is basically to establish dosage. Guys, this is huge in the essential oil industry. We don't have dosage, right? So doTERRA's taking some really big steps, and some of them we don't have full information on yet. But here's what we know about the turmeric, and it's really, really, really exciting, okay? So what we have here is you're going to see that they had 3 different groupings of people in this clinical study. One grouping did the turmeric only. Okay, that was the oil only. Sorry, the turmeric oil only, which is just the turmerones. Okay, the second group on the right over here. Okay, so let me see if you can see my arrow. Oh, there's no arrow. Just kidding. On the right, you'll see the curcumin. So that's the actual powder, the turmeric powder. Okay. And what we see there is the oil only had a half-life of 9 hours, where the botanical curcumin that they were getting had a half-life of 14 hours. Watch what happens. Okay, 9 hours, 14 hours. But here's what, and this is basically how long it takes for half the concentration in your blood to drop. Okay, so they're establishing some dosage. How much is too much? How quickly are these working in your body? How often do you need to redose? All of those things. Fascinating. You ready for this? They know that the curcumin is not, it's not bioavailable on its own, right? And we know that the turmeric oil is, but when they combined them, are you ready? When they combined them, both the bioavailability of the curcumin, are you ready? This is so exciting. It increased by 11-fold. So not only was it getting like, oh yeah, full bioavailability, whatever, like excessive amounts of bioavailability, guys. So what that told us was that it's not just, oh, this is going to help your body absorb it. It actually increased the bioavailability. So your body can actually use more of it and use it more effectively. This is amazing. Okay, so they also tested Copaiba soft gels as well. And what we learned with this one is it has a really fascinating, it had 2 phases. So it had a steep drop at a 2-hour half-life, and then it levels out and has a 12-hour half-life, which is an average of 7 hours. But that is lasting in your body, which is super awesome. Okay. They also did it on another product, but what we, that we don't have a lot of research on quite yet, it was lavender. But what this tells us is doTERRA is establishing some products right now that are built on a foundation of phase 1 clinical trials. It's pretty cool, like really, 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 really cool. All right. So let's keep talking about this. Here are our dual chamber capsules. Basically, the general overview here is going to support healthy inflammatory response, These are going to give you the highest level of bioavailability for turmeric, both in the essential oil and in the botanical powder. This capsule is going to deliver the best of turmeric. You're going to get enhancement of curcuminoids with the turmerones, and it is designed specifically for daily use. Now, what Dr. Hill actually, this was kind of cool. I really, really enjoyed this part. He talked about using it even if you don't feel like you have an issue. Okay, he talked about basically not that, oh, everybody needs to take this all the time. If you don't have an inflammatory issue, it's still not a bad idea to have these. And he said on a semi-regular basis. So like, just like consistency and, oh, I take one every Monday, or I take a couple each week. That like, if you don't have an issue, it's just a really great proactive step for you to have those really powerful constituents in your body. Okay, so we talked about the capsules, right? These are a systematic, this is internal usage. You're going to use this as a daily supplement or semi-daily or semi-regular usage, okay? Then we have targeted application, right, with our actual turmeric oil. And so what this is going to be is as needed. Like, do you need this today? No? Awesome. Maybe you need it tomorrow. Maybe you did a workout. Maybe you've got some inflammation, some joint pain, whatever. All right. We also learned that it's an amazing combination with the copaiba for pain, for inflammation, for joints, for discomfort in the body. So it was recommended to take 1 to 2 at bedtime, 1 to 2 in the morning of the turmeric, the bedtime with copaiba. We know that 1 copaiba and 1 serenity before bed is a really powerful sleep option. And when we look back at last week, when we talked about the adaptive, taking 1 turmeric and 1 adaptive every morning is going to reduce the inflammation that you might be struggling with, in addition to help your neurological state, really to help you handle the daily stress, right? And then that stress is leading to more inflammation in the body. Just think about this. Think about these products and how when we stack them and when they build in our body, what kind of results we're getting. Guys, this is like groundbreaking kind of stuff here. I hope you realize how powerful this could be for just daily health and wellness. You've got your lifelong vitality, you've got your turmeric, your copaiba, we've got adaptive now, we've got serenity to help us sleep. We are living in a time of more stress than ever before. Anxieties are high. People are nervous. We have great options now. I'm really, really excited. Now, he did talk about combining turmeric and copaiba for pain and inflammation, especially in joints and muscles. And he talked about making sure you dilute. You just do equal drops, basically, and dilute, because it will actually help them, specifically these two, it helps them absorb really well into your body. So, all right, I did it. I covered it in not that long. So let's see how we can do. We're going to talk about, I'm so excited, black spruce. Okay. Yes, can I help you? So black spruce, and I actually have it right here. Ta-da! I really love black spruce. I'm just gonna take a deep breath real quick. And if Jill Webb is watching, I haven't teared up in like 2 days since I smelled this. I'll tell you guys why I maybe tear up when I smell it, but okay. All right, black spruce. So black spruce comes from the boreal forest. The boreal forest, fun little fact for you, is massive. It actually is the world's largest biome, and it comprises 11.5% of the Earth's land area, which is like pretty significant. I'm looking at comments. Yeah, Stacy, you're gonna notice a difference for sure. I'll come back through comments in a little bit. Okay, so boreal forest, sorry, I got distracted by a comment, guys. I need to like stay on this and then I can do that at the end. 11.5% of the Earth's landmass. So our sourcing friends for black spruce is Jean Claude, and they also source our balsam fir that's in several of our blends. So the interesting thing that happens with, and I don't want to quite go there. Okay, so the interesting thing is in this region of the world, there's a lot of cutting down trees, a lot of logging. There's a massive logging, sustainable logging industry, but a logging industry. There are lots of government just orders to cut down certain areas of the forest for reasons that are unknown. However, forest is being cut down and there's a lot of waste with that. And the problem they were having is these trees would get cut down and then they just like sit there, right? They had to cut them down, but then they just sit there. There's no plan to remove them. And so it's actually not great for vegetation because it can't grow. And so they were having this massive problem of, you know, our normal vegetation in this area cannot grow with all of these logs laying around everywhere. So in comes the sustainable logging industry, okay? And in comes Jean Claude, and he's precious. So how our black spruce is made is from waste. It was a problem, and it is a problem in these regions that waste of all of these trees, there's nowhere for it to go. There's just so much. It's very similar to our Douglas fir story, how they took the waste, they took something that nobody wanted anymore, and they made it into a beautiful essential oil. Same concept here. He says, we take something no one wants and we turn it into something beautiful. And I love that so much. I love it. I love just listening to his story. So here's what they do. They take all these logs and they put them into a chipper, okay? And then all of the, you can see here, okay, on the left, the essential oil distillery is located next to a power plant. So this power plant creates power from burning raw materials collected by the sustainable logging industry. So they collect all the waste material and they feed it in here, right? All this extra stuff that then has gone into their, that they're using all these trees, right? And so then they're creating energy from it. This then creates steam that you can see is transported underground and is used, the steam, because it's a steam distillation of the black spruce, right? So they have all their chipped material that has come through all their black spruce, and the rest of the logging waste is being used over at the power plant to create energy. The steam from that power plant is then transferred underground and is used to distill our essential oil. You guys, this is really, really cool, okay? Hold on, it gets better. So then the raw materials from our black spruce oil, because after distillation, there's all this raw material, right? It is then fed also into the power plant. So there's a video you can watch on black spruce, and I will post the links and all of these things, okay? I didn't get last week. I wrote a note for it earlier. Yes, okay. So all of this will be posted later, but this is a zero waste closed system. What this means is there is no environmental impact, no waste. It's constantly rotated through so that there's never something that can't get used. How amazing is that? I just think it's so cool. Okay, so Jean Claude has actually figured out, here he is, cutie, look at him. He loves what he's doing. So Jean Claude has actually figured out down to the second how many people he is helping when he distills this beautiful oil. So it's every 1.35 seconds, he is helping someone all over the world. I just love it. Okay, so let's talk about the actual oil. First of all, it's in two blends that we already know and love. It's in Balance and it's in Forgive. Now, I will tell you, these are two of my go-to oils. All right. So as soon as I saw this, I like got goosebumps all over my body and I was like, oh my gosh, this is my oil right here. Okay. Here it is. These are the emotional benefits of black spruce. It is enduring, it is grounding, it is advancing. That's what Emily Wright said. I'm going to pull out my big book for you. This is Emotions and Essential Oils. And I want to read to you what it says about black spruce. Black spruce is both grounding and stabilizing. Of all the grounding oils, the spruces are the most effective. Spruces are especially helpful in times of crisis, shock, or trauma. During such experiences, a person's energy may splinter, causing emotional disruption. These trees stabilize an individual's energy, helping them return to a grounded, balanced state. Black spruce has mastered the art of energy conservation and endurance. It teaches individuals how to regulate by listening to their body. It models how to persevere through the storms of life by drawing strength from one's roots. It offers a model of vitality and longevity. It can also help individuals who feel depleted of energy to renew themselves. It helps those who struggle with extreme moods to find balance and moderation. Ready for this? It is an ally in dealing with fear, especially subconscious or generational fears. All individuals hold genetic and DNA memories from the generations that have gone before. At times, individuals may struggle under the weight of fears that didn't actually originate with them. It helps them gain clarity about fear-based memories, release them from the mind and body, freeing themselves and others in the process. Emily Wright specifically talked about emotional blocks, money blocks. If you are someone who is struggling in that area, as I might have experienced in my life, just your oil. Okay, let's talk about some more benefits. Removes emotional blocks, encourages forward movement, aids in overcoming fear triggered by past experiences, and promotes a sense of courage. So the main constituent in black spruce is boronal acetate. And you'll see that it's in high quantities here, as well as in Siberian fir. This constituent is great for brightening the skin, okay? It is amazing combined with our brightening serum in the Essentials line. It produces melanin, it inhibits the enzyme that produces melanin, which is what causes darkening in the skin. It's great for the immune system, specifically in pregnancy. There are immune cells, at the umbilical cord. And basically what black spruce is able to do really, really well is to support the immune system at that level. So pregnant mamas need to be using this one on a regular basis, for sure. Okay, another constituent in it is alpha pinene. And what we learn about these versatile oils, the reason they are so versatile is because of the different constituents. When you have a very diverse essential oil like this, you get a lot of various benefits. So while we're already handling skin and emotions and immune systems, now we have alpha pinene. And a couple other oils that have alpha pinene in high amounts are frankincense and cypress. Okay, sounds good. Guess this is the winner. Helps regulate healthy immune activity. Okay, it's cellular protective. Very cool. Penetrates the blood-brain barrier. Hello. Hello. We need as many oils like this as possible, guys. And it supports healthy joint function and mobility, which is why it is great if you are an active person, okay? You can use this for muscles and joints. You can use this on your feet. You can also breathe it in, okay? What it does when we breathe it in is it helps to incite courage, bravery, emotional grounding. So we have those emotional benefits, right? but we also have then the actual respiratory benefits as well. Okay, so here's some ways to use this one. Apply topically to joints and bottoms of the feet before and after strenuous exercise. Apply topically to an abdomen, especially if you are a pregnant mama, because this is going to help all those immune cells that are developing inside of your little belly or big belly, depending on how far along you are. You can add 2 to 3 drops into your hands and breathe deeply to open your airways. Use it as a daily spot treatment. Add it to your brightening serum for dark areas of the skin. Inhale to stimulate feelings of balance, courage. We talked about those emotional benefits, generational fear, money blocks, emotional blocks. Let all of that loose. Inhale and just let it all go. And then you can apply to the back of the brain stem. You know, in the back of your head, we've talked about this in that little occipital region. You can apply there and inhale to support cognitive function, because what did we just learn? It crosses the blood-brain barrier, just like frankincense. Okay? All right, here it is. And it is not that expensive for everything it does, guys. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. All right, let me assess time here. I think I'm going to go for it. We can get the other 2 done in the next 20 minutes. Okay, so we're going to go over to Kenya now. We've been to Canada. We've been to, well, I guess turmeric. We talked about that. We didn't talk about sourcing on that one, but here we are. Specifically, we're going to talk about the county of Lunga Lunga, okay? So it's important to keep in mind that in this, let me go back a little bit. In this county, 70% are below the poverty line, and that means they make less than $2 a day. Okay, it's a very poverty-ridden area in Kenya. They have a large amount of people. Oh, forget I did that. A large amount of their people, 77% of the area, are called informal settlers. And what that means is they are staying on someone's land. They've come in and they've built like a temporary hut, and they're just like camping out until someone discovers that they're sleeping on their land, and then they get kicked out. Okay. So doTERRA is there. And before they arrive, they have 265 acres and 700 farmers there. Okay. Before they arrive, even like before their initial purchase of their property, 12 that day that they arrived had just been kicked out of places where they were living. Like, it's a big problem that they're experiencing. So what doTERRA wanted to do is come in, find some quality products that they could source sustainably there, and then in turn see what they could do for this area. Okay, so this woman right here, this is her face, and I should move my little screen so you can really see her face again. There it is. Let's see if I can put it down below for a second. Okay, so you can see her face there. This is tea tree. So we actually source half of our tea tree in Australia and half of our tea tree then in Kenya here. And this woman, that is her tea tree that she grew, and she's bringing it to be weighed to see how much money she's going to make, okay, for the first time. And so you can see she's like a little hesitant. She's like, where are these weird white people taking my picture? Like, she's I love to look at her face, like, I'm going to smile and probably get put on a magazine somewhere. Great. Except for then you see the after picture. And this picture here is after, what just happened? There it is. This is after she was paid. Look how happy she is. Look how excited she is. This is her family. They're like, oh my gosh, my mom. So basically she was going to get paid like triple what she would. It was like enough. It was like triple what she would in a year. It was enough for a year's salary, what she was making. It's amazing. So she got paid, and she goes, and can I do this again? And she could do it the next week. She could do it as often as she needed to. So they are being compensated finally after years and years of not being compensated. And I think it's really important to note that, like, this is something that like doesn't happen. Before doTERRA came on the scene, these people were taken advantage of. There's this quote that we heard at convention, which was basically, when you are getting any oil but doTERRA, okay, when you are getting a cheaper version, someone somewhere is being exploited, whether it is the farmer, whether it's you, okay, someone somewhere is being exploited. And so what we want to do is we want to create a system in which no one is being exploited, in which you're getting the best products for your money, and in which you're getting a great loyalty, rewards, payback, and which these people are also being fairly compensated and not cheated and not taken advantage of. So these are now our exclusive partners, okay? I love when doTERRA talks about this, and they talk about, you know, we have a stewardship. We have a responsibility to care for the people who care for our plants, the things that we are putting out to use in our bodies and on our families. And what doTERRA is giving these people is hope, right? We are giving them hope. Okay, so now we can talk about the lemon eucalyptus essential oil. All right, it literally smells like you combined lemon and eucalyptus. Okay, so if you're wondering what it smells like, it's that. It's like a super fresh, clean smell, which, hey, also, this is cool. The London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine found that lemon eucalyptus oil offers 97% outdoor protection from mosquitoes and other pesky bugs for 4 straight hours, which is a lot more. Most essential oils, we see a big flash off and we see them not absorbing in the skin and having a staying power. 97% for 4 hours is significant. So I said the clean smell, right? This is great for cleaning surfaces. It's great for diffusing and cleansing the air. It has a lot of really great properties for that. Another really cool thing about lemon eucalyptus, I told you guys, it's not just about bug repellent, okay? Researchers have been really studying agents that can disrupt the biofilm of candida. Candida is yeast overgrowth in the body. When we drink a lot of alcohol and we eat a lot of sugary foods and flours and things like that, when we have a lot of stress, when we've taken an antibiotic, we can then have a candida overgrowth in the body. And it's really tricky to effectively kill, okay? But lemon eucalyptus is effective at disrupting the biofilm of candida. You guys, this is a big deal. This is a really big deal. So if you've ever done our candida protocols in the past, now we will be adding lemon eucalyptus. Okay, there's some really, like, these are the studies. Isn't that cool? Super cool. Okay, another really fun fact. I don't know if you've ever made poopery spray, but you actually don't have to make it now. The constituent in lemon eucalyptus called citronella actually blocks sulfide odors, and sulfide is what's responsible for unpleasant intestinal output odors, also known as poop. Stinky poop, stinky fart. Now we have lemon eucalyptus, and so we're good. So you put a couple drops in the toilet before you go, or you can spray after you go. All right, done talking about poop. That was supposed to be Amanda last week. Gosh. Okay, let's talk about citronella now. I'm actually really excited about this one because it's a fascinating oil. Let me go to my right page here so that I don't. All right, citronella. So yes, it's good for bugs, right? We light candles for this very reason. Apply topically or use aromatically to deter unwanted pests. Spray on surfaces, blend with conifer oil. It has a chemical diversity, which is why it's going to be good for all the other things we're about to talk about. But as far as bugs are concerned, it is fascinating. It has a longer stay power than even the lemon eucalyptus. There have been some really cool studies showing extensive lengths of time that citronella is good for. But is different as an oil than you're going to find like commercially. And so it's actually more effective when you apply it on surfaces, whether that's your skin, like in a lotion, or whether that is on like a table. Like I'm going to spray this on my patio table in the spring, right? And then the summer, like when we're outside, or gosh, we're getting to fall and the mosquitoes aren't gone yet. I'm going to spray this on surfaces instead of diffusing outside, which is basically impossible. Put it in, you know, you guys have seen the trick where we put the terry shield in the lotion to rub on. I'm going to put citronella in the unscented lotion. It's going to be amazing. I'm excited. Okay. So we talked about chemical diversity, and chemical diversity is really important for a couple reasons. First of all, it's what gives us the versatility in all the oils. Is why, you know, lavender is good for bee stings, but it's also good for your skin, and it's also good for, you know, 1,000 other things. So same concept applies here with the citronella. It's also really great at helping your body not build up a resistance, which is a problem a lot of times with bug repellents, okay? Bug repellents and other things, but specifically, like it's gonna not, the mosquitoes aren't gonna develop a resistance against citronella essential oil. Okay, so you're gonna apply over areas of discomfort and tense tissue. Dilution will increase your benefits. We know that when we're talking muscle tissue that diluting our oils actually helps it, okay? For these purposes, you're going to, what am I looking for right now? Oh, sorry, I was on the wrong slide. Or I was reading the wrong slide info. So it combines well with spices, mints, and fur oils for joint and muscle pain, okay? Great with lemongrass, okay? It's actually in a similar family to lemongrass, but it has natural cleansing and clarifying properties as well, which is what we're gonna talk about on this page. So you're gonna love this super compliant language. I'm gonna explain real fast. One with cilantro or tea tree for healthy looking toenails and feet. Okay, guys, this is for athlete's foot, okay? So cilantro or tea tree combined with citronella for athlete's foot. Add drops to your face wash for gentle clarifying of the skin, okay? This is gonna be great in a couple different ways. Here are the two different oils you're gonna blend with it. You're gonna blend wood oils like frankincense, like, oh, what's the other one I was gonna, oh, joy, like black spruce, okay? These are gonna be good wood oils for underlying skin concerns. Or you combine it with floral oils, and floral oils are good for surface skin concerns, rose and lavender and things of that nature. So depending on what you're looking for, you could do a combo of both. You could do wood oils in the nighttime, rose oil and other florals in the morning, but either way you can combine your citronella with it. You can also add to shampoo. It's an amazing, amazing detangler and lice preventative. You see how it says clean, healthy hair protection. That means lice. Okay, so it's great for lice. So if you have a lice spray that you're using with your kiddos in the mornings, grab this one, add it to that spray bottle. But it also is really effective as a detangler. Some of the properties in it are actually really great for just softening and clarifying. So then adding it to pet products for pest protection. Guys, we needed more stuff to help our babies, our fur babies. This is perfect. And they're safe. It's safe for our dogs and cats and whatever other animals you're putting. I don't know, Jill Webb, what are you putting on? Are you putting citronella on your animals yet? Okay, last slide. And then I'm actually think I'm gonna get done by right almost at 10. Diffusing. This is really cool, okay? So when we say aroma of citronella supports a healthy, normal appetite, it literally balances normal cholesterol and liver homeostasis. So it helps you feel fuller sooner. It helps you not have as many cravings, but it also balances cholesterol and brings homeostasis to the liver. I mean, come on, come on. Citronella aroma also supports a balanced mood through influencing the modulation of GABA. What did we learn about GABA, guys? When you have an increase in GABA, you have reduced stress. So what this is doing is this is reducing our need for fight or flight. He specifically said in this education section during convention, this is going to reduce our fight or flight response. Guys, we needed this. This is amazing. Okay. And then relaxing and supports normal autonomic response. Okay, it's softer. It's a little easier to diffuse, so it's going to smell better, and it's going to give us just this really calm aroma. There are some pretty cool emotional benefits to both citronella and lemon eucalyptus because they are both so excellent at pest repelling. So I did it. Sorry, guys. It takes a second to like, here we go. Let me go back to my Zoom. All right. So because they're pest repelling, they're going to be great at toxic energies. And if you are having like dependent relationships and things like that, to helping break those emotional ties there. So I can post the emotional benefits to all of these oils, and I will keep educating you guys. I've got some fun things planned for the rest of this week and into the weekend, and I'm going to get all these recordings all posted up there and everything too. But that was it, and I did it in an hour. I was a little worried I wasn't going to get through it all. If that was too fast and brief and you were like, whoa, Courtney, what are you talking about? Curcuminoids and citronellol, but not citronella, and you know, if that was too much, hey, great news. This is going to be on our wall for a little while, so you can come back and watch it. doTERRA gave us some really amazing products, and I would highly encourage you all to, first of all, order on the 1st, but also if you're wanting all of these products, get yourself to the post-convention tour. If you're in the St. Louis area, we are going to take a little caravan of people. I'm going to pile everybody in my van if I can. It's on October 18th in Springfield, Illinois. You guys are welcome to tag along. There will be a reduced price convention kit at those events. Plus, I want to say it's like $15 for a ticket, but they give you a free exclusive oil, which is, I've smelled it. It's pretty amazing. If you're in the Nebraska area, I know we have a pretty large team there. There's a group of people going to Des Moines. I want to say the 11th or 12th maybe of October. So Amanda, you can clarify with that. Your people probably already know about it anyway, but you guys just let us know if you have any questions about that. But definitely, guys, you want to get your hands on these new products. Come back through and learn more about these. If you had to check out earlier, if you're coming on late, go back to the beginning of this video and make sure you know exactly how you need to be using these, because this is something that we all need. We all need reduction in inflammation. We all need help with our emotions. We all have mosquitoes. We all have all these kind of different issues. You know, lots of people have athlete's foot and candida, and hey, citronella is just taking care of all kinds of stuff. So I think it's pretty cool. All right. Hope you guys have a great night. Amanda will be live tomorrow. She is going to wrap up our new product, and she's going to be talking about the Yarrow Palm product and maybe something else. I can't remember. I don't remember, but definitely the Yarrow Palm products. You want to watch that live, okay? There's amazing information coming at you about those products. All right, we love you guys. We're so glad you are here with us every week, and see you soon. Bye.